Hey everybody, what is going on? Genom94 back, coming at you with a little something different today. If you can't tell by the background, this is a different game. I'm playing Mad Max. Now this just came out yesterday. I went, picked it up, and I decided I don't want to play through the whole thing. As I was doing my Witcher series, I was playing ahead to see what I needed to do. I did play a little of the game just to kind of get used to the controls so I wouldn't look like a complete idiot, but I have not played the whole game. So some of it I'll have a little knowledge on, but you guys are still going to get to see a lot of my first time reactions to things that are happening in the game. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, in my Witcher series, I skipped a lot of cutscenes and conversations and things, just in the for the sake of time. For this one, I might not skip all of it. I'll probably skip parts of it, and if I don't think it should be there, or if you guys don't like it, I can definitely start editing it out of my videos. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you want to hear the dialogue and see the cutscenes? Would you like me to skip them? Do you guys want less spoilers? Do you want a better idea of what you're going into? Let me know down in the comments. So like I said, I did play a little bit of this game. I have some knowledge of what I'm doing. So hopefully I won't look like a complete idiot. Chainsaw in the head. That's never good. 5 signs of death. One of them being chainsaw in the head. So yeah, like I said, this game just came out yesterday. Picked it up. What I've played so far, it's an amazing game. I haven't run into any problems. Of course, it had the day one update, as basically any game does these days. It wasn't very large though. I believe it was 420 some odd megabytes. But unfortunately for me, Xbox Core services went down yesterday right as I started the download, and my internet wasn't very reliable on top of that. So I think it took me about 4 hours to get 400 megabytes downloaded. So needless to say, I was not too impressed with that, but once I got into the game, started playing, it's great. I mean, they've got an amazing upgrade system, car combat, very easy to pick up, hard to master though. It's definitely one of those things that'll be easy to get into, but to become a real true master of it, it'll take a while. Alright, and here we are. Beginning of the game. Alright. Gotta get water. There we are. Yeah, it'll put a little green, I guess green and white, kind of blue-white, depending on color saturation of your TV and things like that. Circle over where you're supposed to go. So I'm just going to head over here and collect some water. And that's something else in this game, is you have to hold buttons to interact, which I don't really mind, because that's always been a problem I've had in a lot of my games, especially like games that where one button does multiple things. It can be hard. You're trying to tap it to do one thing and hold it for another, and if you don't hold it just long enough, you end up doing the wrong action, or if you're not in just the right location. So I can appreciate them making you hold the buttons to do stuff. Alright, here's our introduction to one of our characters for the game, Chum Bucket. I'm going to dismantle you not so gently. This guy looks like he's been through some stuff. Oh, man. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now. So basically he tells you through the long lookers, which is what he calls binoculars, he saw you getting carjacked back there and left for dead. And he tells you he has a buggy that he can use to take you to where your car is, but of course it's not working at the moment.
But I do my best work in my sanctum.
Push the car.
I need wire to fix my buggy.
So
And I can show you where they took them.
so he tells you that his buggy is unfortunately not operational at the moment. He needs some wire to get it up and running again, and then he'll show you where they took your car. Yeah, in case you didn't notice, the can of food maggot gruel. Doesn't sound very appetizing. That can of food I picked up said Dinky D on the side. It says meat and veggies. It's a dog food can. So apparently that's something of a delicacy after the world ends. So for all you dog owners and lovers out there, hoard your dog food. It'll be worth a lot when the world eventually ends. Alright, let's get some shotgun shells in here. Now obviously, you know, first weapon of the game. The shotgun is very basic. It's one shot. It's devastating though. It really is at close range. The control scheme for the game, however, is a little weird for me. For instance, as you can see, it's showing me on the screen right there. I'm supposed to hold my left bumper to aim, and you can't move while you're aiming either. You have to hold your left bumper to aim, and then either pull the right trigger or tap B. And if you just tap B at any point in time, you'll quick fire your shotgun either in the direction you're facing or at the closest enemy, which has been kind of a problem for me because coming out of menus, I do have a habit of hitting the B button an extra time sometimes. So I've wasted quite a few rounds by accident trying to, oh, there's my little combat tutorial. Yeah, I've wasted a lot of ammo trying to, you know, come out of the options menus, not really paying too much attention to the fact I was already out of them when I pressed the B button the extra time. Ooh, what's that? Oh no, a scary visitor. Not ready for what? I can handle the truth. Little movie reference for you there. Alright, got that straightened out. My axis was messed up. I had to change it so I could see. You may have noticed I kind of looked down at the ground for no reason. That just cannot be sanitary.
Here I heard the bloody sounds of a smackdown. You're not,
Leaking.
you're not.
No, but if you don't do what you said you were going to do, I'm going to make you leak. So now I pick up my dog buddy and
He's just over here.
follow Chum Bucket. Yeah, the dog is actually a very useful little pal to have later in the game. I mean, at the beginning of the game, in the introduction cutscene or movie, he kind of tries to kill you and fails immediately. Master doesn't appreciate it, turns on him, and so now the two of you are kind of stranded trying to survive together. And his leg's pretty messed up. Now, a word of warning to those of you who live in the States, such as myself. The wheel is on the other side of the car. Now, quick little tidbit I was told is that the Mad Max series was originally set in Australia. So that would make sense, you know, because a lot of countries outside of the U.S. Oh, see, I'm messing up, can't drive. A lot of places outside of the U.S., their steering wheel is on the other side of the car from where we have it here in the States. So that may take some getting used to. You may, I know at first, I think the first, I'd say at least 4 times I tried to get in a car, I got in on the wrong side, attempting to get in like it was an American car.
We can see. Look, your black on black is toast. It's scrap. It's gone. She'll never be whole again.
Oh no, my car. Whatever will I do?
Build you a car. Bring into creation one that's faster and tougher than the black on black ever was. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that answers the question. Yeah, he makes a funny little thing here.
Faster than fear. Tougher than an iguana's gonads.
Now, I cannot testify to the toughness of an iguana's gonads, but according to, you know, the way he was saying that, apparently he thinks they're pretty tough. All right, and that gives you a little, you know, use your binoculars to scan for areas from a distance. Start the mission. I mean, what else am I going to do? I can't go anywhere. So now Chum Bucket introduces you to your beautiful magnum opus. And there she is, my beautiful car. Isn't that the most perfect, amazing car that you have ever seen?
Look! See? Here. Divine meets tri-shaft and a symbiosis of faith.
Yeah.
Measure.
He's, you know, Chum Bucket, he doesn't seem to be all there. To be honest, at times he kind of reminds me of Scooter from Borderlands. So, at any rate, I skipped the rest of that little dialogue there. He tells you he knows where to get the body for the car, and you're kind of explaining to him like what you want in your car, V8, nothing less. And so he wants the, you know, obviously he wants the best car he can get. Max does, and Chum Bucket says, you know, we'll definitely get there, but she kind of needs a body first. And I would agree with Chum Bucket. This is more like, you know, a piece of crap dune buggy than anything. All right, so fight these guys. Some scrappers, huh? I happen to be quite the scrapper myself. Alrighty. The gasoline, huh? And that's another good thing is Chum Bucket can repair your car. Now, when it's damaged, you can walk to the front here, and it will tell you, if you're not holding a gas can like I am, it will tell you quick repair. And you can actually spend your scrap to instantly repair your car, but it's pretty expensive. And honestly, Chum Bucket, even with basic tools, gets it done fairly fast as long as you don't let your car get basically destroyed. So you can actually press up on the D-pad when the car is stopped to get him to repair it, because he won't do anything while it's moving. Or if you just get out of the car, like you get out to go scavenging or something, if the magnum opus is damaged, Chum Bucket will actually just climb onto the hood there and fix it. As you can see, Max was looking up there at these kind of scrapped out bodies of cars, and you actually get to pick one. I believe there are 4 or 5 of them to choose from, and you pick one based on the looks. They don't really change anything, like you don't get extra armor if you pick one or the other. I don't believe. I didn't find any stat differences, at least between the ones when I kind of looked them over before playing on camera here. But you know, it's basically a personal preference thing. And the good thing about it is you choose one now, but you're not stuck with that body forever. You actually unlock all the other bodies as you go through the game. You just scavenge them from different locations as you go along, and then you can swap between the bodies whenever you choose to. So here we are. You get to choose. You've got the furnace here, and if you hit X, you can see what the body looks like there. Not much to look at, though. I mean, you kind of get a better feeling of what it looks like here when you can see it set on the body. There's the wheels. Here's what it'll look like. So you've got the shovel face, which is actually, I had to unlock this body because I took a different one. You've got the Wild Hunt, which looks a lot like the Black on Blacks frame did. The Death Rattle. Oh, that's an old classic there. Or the Die Rolla. Now, the Die Rolla happens to be the one that I chose. I honestly couldn't tell you why. I just liked the look of this frame, of this body. I'm sorry, 2 completely different things. This body that I'm about to lower on the frame. But later on in the game, you actually need the shovel face to make a specific car that Chum wants you to make. And it's called the Jack, I believe. And so you have to have that car body, but if you don't pick it now, you'll get it later. And you don't have to stick with it. Once you've built that car, you can actually just switch back to the previous body and keep the same upgrades. So you don't have to worry about, you know, well, if I build a new car, I'm going to lose all my previous stuff. You know, thankfully that's not the case. So that was the game just telling me if I hit my right bumper, I can avoid any attacks that are too strong. And you don't have to guess at those. They show a very large skull with a bunch of red lines coming out of it. And the more agile people will not be susceptible to attacks. You have to let them come at you and counter, or you have to dodge them, you know, or they will dodge you and then you have to counter them immediately after that. There we go. Now, as you can see, I just picked up a knife and it says press A for Shiv Punisher. So you will kill him with the knife, but it does use the knife. Max just leaves it sticking in the guy. So unfortunately, the knives are not infinite, but I found a lot of them. I was actually fairly impressed by the fact that they didn't make that stuff like that super rare or scarce, I guess you would say, which makes sense. I mean, in a world like this, knives are touted as a pretty standard weapon, so I suppose it makes sense that they didn't just go, oh yeah, by the way, there's like 3 knives in the whole game. I didn't forget the Sacred Plight, Chum. And then see, there's my beautiful car body. Chum fixing her up. And now we drive out of here. Alright, and then it gives you a little, you know, quick little tutorial on car combat. You can press your left bumper to aim and then B to fire. And, you know, some cars like that one. Oops, sorry, chum. Wasn't intentional, I swear. That might have been intentional. You know, some cars have exposed fuel tanks in the back you can shoot. Other cars, though, especially as you get later in the game, they are a lot harder to hit. All right, now let me pull my beautiful rust bucket in here. Look at little Dinky D.
Hey, man! We need parts, scarce as they are. Help me gather all this scrap. Fashion a harpoon.
Harpoon. Aye, matey. Alrighty. So now, thankfully, good old Chum Bucket has a ton of scrap lying around that you can go ahead and collect just to make sure you have enough to cover the 2 basic upgrades that the game has you do. Alright, so there's the harpoon upgrade, and then it has you go ahead and put the basic ram on it. As you can see, everything you do will affect your stats in one way or another. You know, you could, for instance, add more armor so that people can't hurt your car so easily, but then you might lose, obviously that adds weight, so you're going to lose handling. So it's always a give and take. So then Chum tells you that you're going to need nice nitrous. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied today. So he tells you that you need, you know, the nitrous boost if you're going to have any chance of survival. But unfortunately, Scrotus, his presence is a little too strong in this area, so you have to reduce his presence. And the way you do that is to take out camps or these monstrosities here. They're called scarecrows, and the weak ones, as you can see, you just attach your harpoon to it and you can rip it down. You can ram it if you want to. You know, obviously that kind of stands the chance of hurting the car. I've flipped off ledges. Obviously I didn't flip out of the map before, but I have gone off ledges where I did a little more damage to my car than I would have liked. So if you just pull these things down, there we are, then it'll lower the threat in the area. As you can see, that number is going down. Pardon me, my apologies. Dang it, sorry. As I was saying, though, as you can see, those numbers are going down. I thought it was some kind of countdown the first time I did it. I was like, oh no, do I need to get out of here in a certain time limit so I don't get attacked or something? But no, that's the threat level in the area. And 5 is maximum threat, and 0 is obviously the lowest threat. And if the threat level's at 5 in an area, you basically can't do anything. So as you lower the threat level, you actually unlock new upgrades for the car. So I saw there's a sniper out front, and the gate is guarded by a flame tube, and there's a war crier in the camp. So I'm going to pull up here and just harpoon that thing down. Now, for those of you who are wondering, no, my aim is not that good. I am not that good at aiming. The game kind of auto-targets the closest relevant object for you to harpoon. Like, I was aimed, you know, my actual camera was kind of centered further down, and when I aimed, it automatically aimed me on the fuel tank for the flame door, which is helpful, you know, for those of us like me that are a little bit challenged when it comes to aiming. But I'm not entirely certain if that's something that could be turned off. I didn't look into it. Maybe if you're someone who prefers to not have so much help with it. Now, I'm pretty sure I should be able to harpoon that gate off of there. I don't think there we go. I don't think I was doing it properly. Again, I apologize. As I said, I did play the game, but I'm still not the best at it. So, unfortunately, you'll have to kind of bear with me on that. So, obviously, when you get into camps, there's a lot of stuff you can search. I'm not going to go searching through everything on the camera because it would just end up being a very, very long video. So, I'm going to run in here and get my introduction to the war crier. So you have one of two options. You can either shoot him with the shotgun or run to the base of the winch here and hold your A button. Now, obviously, both have their pros and cons. If you try to aim on him and one of the guys on the ground is closer, you'll probably auto-target him. And if you go to the winch, obviously there's a chance that one of them runs up and hits you and interrupts you anyways. So it's kind of, everything in the game has its pros and its cons, so you have to pay attention. Oh, hey, cut me good. I dodged right into it instead of away from it. Aren't I the smartest? Oops. He hit his buddy. Looks like I'm not the only one not paying attention. All right, let's see if I can get him. There we are. See, I keep forgetting my own rules. I try to attack them a couple of times and forget I'm supposed to be trying to block their incoming attack. All right, so there's my little... Now I can build Fury. So now as you chain punches together and blocks or take people out... Wow, I'm really sucking right now. Yeah, see, again, I apologize. I'm not the greatest at this game. I never have been really good with these combat games like this. So now I'm in Fury. So I will deal more damage, and I believe I'll take less damage as well. So basically, like all of my attacks turn into like strong attacks. Oh crap! I'm going to die. Again, I apologize if I have to restart this. I'm gonna do my best not to, but I may have to. I'm not the greatest at this game yet. Ah man, I tried to block. There we go. Alrighty. Well, I will get back to where I was, so you guys don't have to watch me blunder through that again. So I will see you when I get there. Alright, here we are. I've climbed back up to where the oil pump I'm supposed to be destroying is. And this time, I think I'm going to pay a bit more attention, go a little bit more defensive, try not to go punch crazy quite so much. But unfortunately, if you don't, then you won't build up your Fury meter that fast. It'll actually, of course, go back down if you kind of don't do anything. Oops. Well, see, once again, I was taking that guy down and couldn't block in time. But that was probably also my fault. And Max, when he's in Fury mode, oh, I was just about to say, when he's in Fury mode, will do some interesting moves. And there it was. He dumped that guy right on his head. And unfortunately, he did, kind of stand right back up. But there we go. Cleared them all out. All right. So now, you take out the oil pump. It says explosive required. Easiest way to get an explosive is use a fuel can. So you just come right over here, kick in this door. Boom. There we go. There we go. I was going to say, don't tell me I just blocked myself from going in here. Alright, and then take the can, go over here, ignite it, and the game will automatically show you a little scene where Max will set it down at the base of the oil pump and back up about 5 feet, because this is absolutely the greatest idea I've ever seen. Putting a fuel can at the base of an oil pump to blow it up and stand less than a mile away from it. That is a beautiful idea. I love it. Alright, then it'll give you a little, overview here. I didn't get the last insignia or all the scrap as I was going through this time, but you can come back later. I mean, these places, it's not like that stuff disappears if you don't collect it right off the bat. So you can go ahead and come back here later, look for the other insignia that you may or may not have missed, all the different scrap and whatnot. But for right now, I'm going to climb up that ladder, zip line down, and leave the area. So I will see you guys when I get back to my car. Alright, chum, I have returned.
But we've got all we need. Why stall our work on the magnum opus?
It's not for you to understand.
I see.
Yeah, chum.
You have your secret reasons.
Chum is not very happy about
I'll follow you, 'cause I think fate
waiting to
favors
do
old
his work
Chum.
on his beautiful angel combustion, as he calls her quite often. So, yep, see, even Max got in on the wrong side of the car. Alrighty, so now I go drive and meet Griffa.
Solo, please, take this flare. And when you need old Chum, point skywards and fire.
So then he was just telling you he's giving you the flare now. So if you get separated from the car, for instance, later on in the game, there are scrap cars that Scrotus boys drive around. War Boys, I think they're called. So if you steal one and you drive it to the stronghold, you actually unlock it as a car to drive around, so you can take it out to kind of disguise yourself as one of them. And you also get a large amount of scrap out of the car as well. I believe I made almost 400 out of the first car I took to a stronghold. So I'm just coming up here to meet Griffa, speak to him.
There you are.
That's a very popular line. Ah, there you are.
Remnants of a ruined past. And a
So, Griffa seems to have very intimate knowledge of Max. So, I'm just going to go ahead and skip that for now. So this is, where you spend your Griffa tokens. You see in the middle how many you have. I have 3. So I can increase my health. I can get more water from sources, increase my legend level, which unlocks more upgrades as I go. Get it so that you get increased food from hell, or I'm sorry, I said that completely backwards. Yeah, get increased food from health, guys. If you donate some health, you can get a little food and then eat the food to get your health back. Sorry. Less fuel while driving, which is obviously very helpful. So I'm actually going to take that. I'm going to take my health, and I'm also going to take increased water for the moment. And there's other things like, you can get more ammo while looting or increased scrap while looting, stuff like that. And, oh, what's going on? I think that guy roofied me. So, Max will just stay down on his hands and knees. You move your left stick, get him to stand back up. New bio, Griffa. Griffa can help Max already. Well, that's good. I'm glad that there's at least some people in this game that are trying to help me and I don't have to kill everybody. I was kind of worried about that. I think that is where I am going to leave this one for now. Got the magnum opus. Not much to look at right now, but she'll do the trick later. Don't you worry about that. Took out a camp, learned some of the basics, and you guys got to hear me talk a lot. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. If you didn't, tell me in the comments what you didn't like about it. And just be honest. Don't be afraid to tell me if there's something you did like or you didn't like. If there's something you'd like to see me do more, maybe if you want to see me do a lot of the side missions, or if you want to see me include more of the dialogue or skip more of it, let me know. My apologies. Let me know down in the comments section, and I will see all of you on the next adventure.